So apparently there are two new sheriffs in town. One is a white boy from New York that nobody knows his name, and the other one is Jannard. Diamond has several seats. Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just boast it out. Now come on, baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no, I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We're here to discuss Power Book 4. Yeah, Power Book 4, Force, my dude Tommy, and you know it is what it is. This was a really good episode. I'm telling you, I am really enjoying this show. I love it. This is one of my new favorites. I love Raising Canyon. I love the one with Tariq. I love them all, you know, but this seems a little next level to me, in my opinion. But let's get right into the review. So the episode opens up. Tommy is overlooking the water over there in Chicago. It looks very nice. The shot was very nice. He's overlooking this water and he's reminiscing about Lakeisha and her son. He's looking at old pictures. He's looking at all this stuff going on. And he's just remembering, you know, his love for Lakeisha and for her son. This is what I'll say. I think that although Tommy is the most ruthless character of all of the Power books, I do feel like he's the most loving. And people like that, he's like me. Like, I am so loving, but I can be very ruthless. And because of that, I tend to have to put one on more than the other. So I was with Tommy when he was sitting there, you know, reminiscing on Lakeisha and how much he missed her. You know, and I know it made him even more mad and wanted to really pop Tasha upside the head again. But Tommy, please let her live. She already living in silence in the woods. Let the girl live her miserable life, because it will be that. Miserable. So let's move on. So all of a sudden, as he's doing this, he gets a call. No, the scene splits and these guys pull out this gun and shoot up this bar. Now immediately I'm thinking it's Claudia's bar. I'm like, oh shit, why would they shoot up her bar? Like maybe Vic found out she was messing with Tommy and had the dudes come show her a lesson. Like what's really going on? But he gets a call from JP and he was like, what the hell? And he rushes over there. So he gets to the spot. JP is in there sweeping up, and Tommy was like, what the hell you got going on? Like, are you into drugs or like, what's good? And JP's like, nah, it's not anything like that. I'm not into any type of drugs or anything. It's just that this is like the third time this year, and they just keep coming back to do it. That's just how it's been going. So Tommy was like, well, maybe they just trying to really send you a signal or something, but it's something better than this. Like, it's something more than what's going on. So Tommy was like, here, I'm going to give you this $10,000. Use that to get your stuff, you know, taken care of. He decides he don't want it, and he was just like, he throws the money back to him and says, this won't even make a dent in what's going on and what I need. And then Tommy give it back and was just like, look, I got a plan to make your money make more money. Before that conversation happened, JP made mention that he's been taking care of his father in the hospital. Those hospital bills are kicking his butt. On top of that, he's got the bar. His ex-husband don't want to have nothing to do with him. Tommy gave him a look and he was like, is that a problem? Tommy was like, nah, ex is an ex. It is what it is. So I like that Tommy is not looking at him sideways because he's a gay man. But basically, he needed that help. And Tommy offering him $10,000, I think it was a gesture. But, you know, I think in JP's mind, it's just like, look, at the end of the day, I really don't want to get too deep into a bunch of other stuff, if it makes sense. And if I want to back it up a little bit, when Tommy arrived, Tommy was like, why the hell you call me? And he was like, because I don't really have any other family except you. Tommy was like, whoa. Like, you know, Tommy real standoffish until he gets really close to you. So I just had to make mention of that. But I do want to point out, too, him running out the door saying, I got a way to make that money, make more money. I really feel like now he's going to be pushing drugs out the bar. He's going to get his bar back up and running and get it to where he's good to go protect it and keep the dudes from coming around there shooting at it. And then he's going to push, he's going to wash money out the bar. That's just my opinion. So we move on. Big Flint is at home and he gets a call from his oncologist. So apparently Big Flint has cancer. And she's like, we really need to talk about this. Please give me a call. So apparently he's been ducking and dodging the oncologist. I feel like he's one of those headstrong men who just don't want to deal with the reality of life sometimes. And I feel like that's just what Big Flint is going through. He just don't want to deal with it because they want to talk to him about some results. And oncologists work with cancer. So he almost fainted. His son comes in and his son was just like, oh, Pops, are you good? He was just like, we need to take you to a doctor. And the dad is adamant about, no, I'm not going to no doctors. It's done. Don't even ask me about it. So then Vic goes, well, that's fine. We at least need to let Claudia know. Big Flint ain't here for it. Big Flint was like, I don't need to let Claudia know nothing, and you better not say anything. At the end of the day, I don't want her in my business. He's like, because I need you to be here and you to know that you're going to be the next person to run it after I pass. Like, you're going to be the one in charge. And I really feel like he's super adamant about that because he doesn't want Claudia to be the one in charge. You know the misogyny in the cartel and all that stuff. And he's just like, listen, you're the guy and you need to run it the way I ran it because if not, them other people gonna pop you upside the head. You got to do what I'm telling you to do now. Don't be scared of your sister. You got to take charge. That's what he basically was telling Vic. And he was like, if you don't do it, these consequences will be fatal. And y'all know what that means. The next scene, Jannard is in the barber shop, and he's over there with Diamond. Diamond is boxing, and we find out Diamond used to be a boxer, like some type of Golden Globe or whatever it was, Golden Glove. Or whatever it was. So as Diamond is boxing, Jannard was like, look, I want to, let you meet my little young hitters. And it's a bunch of young dudes outside, ignorant ass young kids. And Diamond was just like, I don't want nothing to do with that. These dudes are liabilities. They just shoot one time and 13 people get hit. They're dispensable. Like, I don't want to deal with that. But Jannard was like, listen, shit changed. Like, it's not the way it was 13 or however many years ago you went in. These little dudes that's the niggas we need. Like, and at the end of the day, I want you to be up on game and be up on, what's going on with that. But Diamond is not trying to have it. Diamond was just like, I don't want nothing to do with it. Get it out of my face. I'm good on that. He basically says they have no shelf life. And, I agree with him. They too ignorant. These kids these days, it's too much ignorance going on. So we move on. Tommy gets tackled by a girl. This girl runs out of nowhere, tackles Tommy. They go toe-to-toe fighting. I'm like, what the hell? Who is this? And as they finish fighting, because she sliced him on the arm, he was like, I know you. You one of the people that ghosts let live that I should have killed a long time ago. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I had to go back after the doggone show was over to see who the hell this was. Apparently, Liliana is the girl from the very first season of Power. I think maybe the first episode or the first couple of episodes, she was selling drugs with one of them other big people, and they ended up needing to kill her. They was over there about to kill her, and Ghost talked them out of it. Listen, y'all can't be bringing these characters back from 30 years ago. That's too long. I couldn't remember. I had to go find out who the hell Liliana was. But Liliana basically says, look, I heard you was out here, and I need to get you before you get me. You need to watch your back. Tommy was like, girl, bye. I ain't got to watch shit. But the police pull up on them, and they have to act like they wasn't just fighting. Because the police looking like, well, what y'all got going on? They had to sit there and act like they wasn't just tearing it down, about to cut each other's necks off. But they did what they had to do. We move on. Vic is at Gloria's house. Girl, Gloria ended up taking a shower with water running all up and down her body, looking like a whole model, skin brown and glistening and looking good. Maybe I'm going too far in it, but the girl looked good. She had one of them open bathrooms where you could see everything. So Vic standing over there by the counter, creeping and looking, and if it was any other person except a person that I'm in love with, it would have been creepy. But somehow it just was sexy to me. Even if I ain't want to be bothered no more, we'd have had to talk about a few things, if you know what I mean. But anyway, she gets out the shower and was like, Vic, what is you doing here? And Vic was like, look, I'm here because I want you to know that the time is going to come for me and you to be together, yada, yada, yada. Claudia was like, boy, stop the cap. Your daddy and them want you to be with a doggone white Irish woman, and look at all this brown skin. Brown skin. I ain't that. So stop coming in here selling me these wolf tickets and these dreams. Baby, I don't have time. Just go ahead on and I don't have time for this. I don't want this no more. I don't want this. It's basically what Claudia was telling Vic, but Vic ain't want to hear that shit. Vic told her, I told you I'm going to make it work, and it will. So figure it out how you want to figure it out. Say what you want to say, feel how you want to feel. I'm going to keep coming back around because you with me, you my man, you my woman. And she was like, give me back my house key. He was just like, I ain't giving you back shit. Change the locks if you don't want me around. That was just sexy. Maybe that's toxic or whatever, but that was just sexy to me. I was like, come on back around here, Vic. And then, I like Vic now. Vic got his little, he got his little ass with him. The next thing, Tommy show up at the barbershop. He gets stopped by that little young black dude. What's that little singer dude name? I don't know. Because, 50 give everybody a chance. But he gets stopped by the dude. They, pat him down, all that stuff. Tommy was just like, whoa, bro, chill. End up giving him the gun. It was like the safety's on. So he gives him the gun. And Diamond and Janara comes running out the back and was like, what the hell are you doing here? Tommy was like, look, I just came here to give you this. He gives them back the drugs and the money that he took from Jannard and Vic when he intervened and helped them and saved their life. So Diamond was like, who does that? Like, I would have never gave back all the stuff that I stole. Tommy was like, baby, I am not a nickel and dimer. I don't go around snatching chains and purses. I'm on bigger stuff than that. Bad enough them drugs is stepped on, and it ain't that much money in there. Because Janelle was like, I would have at least kept the money. Tommy was like, man, that's beneath me. Okay, below my pay grade. I ain't got time for that. But he was like, I'm here because I just want to give y'all back y'all crap. As he should. But this is making Diamond feel like, well, what is really going on with this white boy? Why is this white boy giving me all this stuff? So he gets ready to leave out. And the dude at the door and him have a confrontation. Like the little young niggas, he have a confrontation with Tommy. And next thing you know, Tommy goes to choke the hell out the little boy. Tommy was like, bro, you don't know who you fucking with. Like, on some real shit. You need to mind your manners and respect your elders. I would literally crack your neck right here if I want to. So all this happens and these two young dudes come running from outside with their guns ablazing. Now they got guns on Tommy. And Diamond was like, y'all put them guns down. Like, y'all not about to do this in my shop. The young dudes was like, I don't work for you. I'm not doing nothing until Janard tells us to do it. Diamond was like, put those guns down. The young dudes ain't trying to hear it. See, that's the hard-headedness. But I was looking at Janard and his reaction. Janard liked that. He liked the fact that them kids wasn't listening to him. And that he was in charge and now Diamond could really see it. Diamond felt the type of way about that. He felt played, as he should. So he looked at Janard and was just like, tell him put these fucking guns down. So he ended up telling him to do so. He slammed some whatever into Janard's fist or whatever, his chest, and was like, you need to handle this. Him and Tommy goes outside for a walk. Now they outside for a walk. Diamond is asking basically Tommy, like, what is your angle? Like, what is really going on? Why are you doing all this? No. Diamond says he heard that Tommy did the same thing for Big Flint as far as giving him back his drugs and his money. And he was like, why are you trying to make friends? And before they could even really get into the details of it, a van pulls up or a car pulls up and kidnaps both of them. Put, bags and everything on their head. And so they get kidnapped and they taken to this big ass warehouse. And it's a lady and a man. They pull the mask off and them. It was like, listen, this is revenge for what you did to Ruai, whatever, the Hefe, Ruai, whatever. You got to sell these drugs within 3 hours. And if you don't, we going to kill your ass. The girl was so stupid and was just like, oh yeah, we got to kill him too because he know our faces. He was like, well, you took the bags off. That's kidnapping 101. Listen, the difference in the older people who were committing crime and the younger people is insane. It's really being shown on this show. But they tell them that they got 3 hours or they gonna die. The dude, Versace shirt, that's what I'm gonna call him. He really talking cash money shit. He get behind Tommy head. Tommy head butt him and bust all his nose. Now he really mad. He really want to kill him. But Diamond says, well, look, I'm not going without him. I need a fall guy, so I need him to come with me. Because they wanted to basically keep Tommy there and kill him. They agreed to let Tommy go with him. And now Tommy really is wrapped up in all this stuff. So now they leave out of there. Vic and Claudia talk about Gloria. So, okay, Claudia is in the room. Vic comes in. And basically Claudia tells Vic, listen, Dad is not going to ever be okay with you sleeping with Gloria. You know he's very traditional. He's not, forward like that. So at the end of the day, if you love her, you need to be with her. Basically, she's giving him encouraging words. Like, I'm not your old thinking like them. Like, if that's who you in love with, be with who you in love with. But she has more balls than Vic. Vic don't have no cojones. You know what I mean? He just do whatever his daddy tell him to do. He wait for his daddy to die because he know he can't do it now. But Vic, it was just like, Claude was just like, yeah, it's easy for you because you're the girl. And she was like, are you crazy? All the stuff I have to put up with through dad, like, it is not easier for me. The fact of the matter is, Vic, she just got she harder than you. Like, she more of a dude than you. And that's just facts. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but her balls are bigger. That's just what it was. But she started talking about wanting to expand, and he says that Big Flint will never go for it. He's on that old school, sell the coke and the crack, and now I don't even know if they're selling crack, but sell the coke and the heroin and all that stuff. He knows his dad is not going to go for it. But Claudia, the way that her attitude is, I know she's going to come out and ask anyway. The next scene, Tommy and Diamond are on the way to sell this work. They are surrounded by police all on the streets, all at the top in the doggone helicopters. It's police everywhere. When I tell you everywhere. So Tommy was like, it is hot, because Diamond was like, it's been hot out here. That's why people haven't really been selling a lot of drugs. So he asked Tommy, he was like, you ain't got no enemies or nothing out here, do you? And Tommy was like, I don't have any enemies. I might have one, maybe two, maybe three, but three is tops. That's all I have. I don't really have no enemies. Tommy asked what was going on and why he was being kidnapped and who this Hefe Ruha or whatever his name is, dude. So I guess Diamond explains that him and Hefe Ruha got into it, I want to say in jail, and he ended up putting him in a wheelchair. Tommy was like, why not just put him 6 feet deep? Like, what you mean? And Diamond was like, I wasn't trying to get life. That's the only reason I'm assuming that this happened in jail, in prison or whatever. But I'm with Tommy's logic. If y'all gonna fucking butcher and pan and do all this stuff to me afterwards anyway, you may as well just put him 6 feet deep. Don't put him in a wheelchair, put him in the ground. I'm with Tommy, but see, me and Tommy think alike. I just can't be carrying out what he be carrying out. So anyway, Tommy said he heard Janelle been holding everything down, because see, Tommy noticed that there was a rift between them two. He picked up on that. So he was like, yeah, little bro been holding everything down, huh? And Diamond was like, he ain't like that. He pulls over, skirt. Look, bro, what is your angle? What is it that you want? Tommy was like, look, all I'm trying to do is get my own work and make my own way. You do your thing, I do my thing. We work together. You give me whatever you give me. But either way, I'm just trying to make sure that I can set up shop and do what I need to do. Now, this is my problem with you, Diamond. You said you don't want to be in the streets. Number one, why you was mad at your brother for being in charge? You shouldn't want to be in charge, number one. And then number two, Diamond, now you making side deals with Tommy to get back in the game? Like, I'm confused, Diamond. Figure it out. You got to figure out what it is you want to do. But Tommy's trying to stack his paper. So the dudes are spying on Versace shirt. He's spying on Jannard while he's talking to Roja, Hefe Roja, whatever. And Roja was like, look, man, we got to get off this work. We got to really, get this money back like ASAP, or it's going to be war out here in these streets. So Versace shirt was like, oh, I got some collateral that'll make them move faster. He ends up getting out, I'm assuming at the moment that he went and got Jannard, because it just made sense. But on the next scene, Diamond is calling back the little young hitter who was in the barbershop and was just like, hey, look, we going to get this work so we can get this money back to the Ruhab dude. He was like, have you heard from Jannard? And the little young dude was just like, nah, I haven't heard from him, and it don't feel right. I don't really like that. So as they driving, Diamond tells the little dude, tell him hit me back. They driving, and they get scared because the police behind them. Tommy notices this, and Tommy was just like, to be honest, it's that white privilege that a lot of white people don't know that they have. Tommy does not understand why Diamond is so nervous about the police being behind him. It just don't go the same way. And we'll see how that plays out as the thing goes on. So the dude goes out, Tommy goes in the warehouse to sell drugs, but he hides the drugs actually outside. So it's these Hispanic people, Spanish-speaking people. So he gets out, he puts the drug behind the dumpster, he goes in, and this lady, and she was like, who the fuck are you? Like, where you coming from? And he was just like, oh, I'm just getting off on this work, for Roja. And she goes, so what, you work for him? He was like, I don't work for nobody. She was like, well, where are the drugs? And Tommy was like, well, I didn't bring them in here because I didn't know what to expect. Like, I had to peep y'all out first, but they right outside. So now she's sitting up there looking like, oh, what is you on? What you trying to do? She's very, very curious as to why this man is hiding drugs outside the house, as she should. So then she goes, look, I'm not here to play games. And Tommy's like, I'm not either. I'm just letting you know this is how I'm doing business. So she's sending the two dudes outside and keep Tommy in there. And she was like, if they don't come back, it's going to be hell for you. Two dudes go outside, find the dog on drugs. Diamond is sitting in the car and he's watching this. And Diamond is just like peeping how Tommy is moving. So they bring the drugs back inside. They taste it or whatever and figure out it's good to go. So Tommy's like, where the money? She gives Tommy the money and asks Tommy how to get in touch with him. And he was just like, don't worry about it. I'm going to get in touch with you. I feel like that Tommy is making relationships at this point. He's creating relationships with these people he's selling drugs to. Kind of killing two birds with one stone. So in the scene, Tommy and Diamond are still going out selling drugs. And Tommy starts to ask them if they are junkies. Diamond was like, never. I ain't never tried no drugs. Ain't never wanted to, never will. And Tommy was like, not in that way. I'm saying in the sense of we could be junkies to like basically results, like selling drugs, because the fact that we know that we're doing something, we could be getting high basically off of complete niche transactions, stuff like that. And in a way, it made sense. That was pretty deep, Tommy. Y'all are junkies. I'm here with it. So Diamond and Tommy start to relate on talking about how they used to sell drugs back in the day. The way they did things, 10, 20 years ago versus how they do it now. I think that was a good way for them to connect because I want them to be really, really tight. I like Diamond. I think he's sexy as hell, number one. Whew. But number two, I like him. Like, I really like the fact that I think him and Tommy will work really well together. Although he's still trying to get out the game. What we do know on Power is nobody gets out of the game. It just don't happen. Everybody who say they won't get out the game get deeper and deeper in it. So anyway, before this happened, so Diamond gets a call from Jannard's cell phone, but it's Versace shirt with Jannard in the background tied up, and Versace shirt was like, you need to get up off these drugs. This will motivate your ass. You ain't got that much time. Click, click, hangs up. So now Diamond is pissed. So now they go to the next spot, and it's the Jewish people. I thought they were Amish. Maybe it was the hats, but it was some Jewish people they selling drugs to. It's a butcher shop, though. So Tommy goes in. Tommy's in the back. He's having a conversation with the guy. The guy in the back was just like, I don't know you. I don't really, take time to new people. And they having this long, drawn-out conversation. Tommy was just like, look, we got to get this transaction going. Like, what's going on? He testing the drugs. Diamond is in the car getting antsy because he like, look, we ain't got that much time. What the hell is going on? So everybody's antsy. Diamond decides to get out of the car and go into the butcher shop and ask for some pastrami or something. I don't know what it was that they was in there selling. I'm not really familiar with it. But he's kind of like making small talk with the butcher, who's a fat guy who looks like he cuts people up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But at the same time, Diamond is looking in the back room where Tommy is doing the transactions with the drugs. So the butcher was just getting in front of him like, what else you want? He was like, oh, well, give me some of them cookies or whatever. He was like, they not cookies, I forget the name of it. So he ordering stuff, trying to act like it's all good. Tommy ends up coming out of the back, and he was just like, you know what, that's it. Just take the money, I'm good, I'm out. Diamond, you dodged a bullet, because I really feel like that fat-ass butcher would have took you to the back and sliced you up and put you on display in them doggone cases. You got to be more careful. So the next scene, Claudia is trying to convince Big Flint, who's her dad, to sell new drugs. She was like, Dad, the coke and all that stuff, that was cool, that was cute. But nowadays, it's a new wave. They got this new stuff. Big Flint ain't trying to hear none of it. Big Flint was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not messing with it. We're going to do things the old way because it's the way that works. Them old people be stuck in their ways. And he was like, she was like, but we losing money. And he goes, why do you insist on pushing your way into doors that you're not wanted into? Basically telling her, back the fuck up. You trying to be the Tony Montana of this shit when you can't because you're a female. That has to be the most annoying thing to her. And you know what's weird? Whenever he do kick the bucket, Big Flint, she gonna overtake her brother. She gonna overtake him if he don't give her the business. Because she should and she can. And so Big Flint getting on my nerves. So the next stop, Tommy goes into the crack house and he's going to sell to this Asian dude who looked like he just finished being high. Tommy is just like, oh my God, oh my God. So he goes into this crack house. The Asian dude ends up bumping the coke, snorting it, and passes the fuck out. So Tommy like, what the hell? He was just like, what am I money at? So he starts checking his pockets and found all the money. Probably found more money than he should have been having. But he started checking his pockets and finding the money. And Tommy's like, let me get the hell up out of here. Like, this is crazy. So once Tommy leave out of there, the police pull up on Diamond because Tommy's in another spot. No, Tommy's still in all this. Tommy is still in the crack house, and while all this is happening, the police pull up on Diamond as he's parked, mind you, and say, "Hey, I saw you were texting and driving." Diamond was like, "That's impossible. I've literally been parked here the whole time." Police is like, license and registration. Diamond puts his hands on the wheel, as most black people do, black men in particularly, and put his hands on the wheel and said, "Sir, I will not remove my hands from the wheel." The police was like, "You need to grab your stuff and do it now." The guy was like, Diamond is like, "I'm not moving my hand from the wheel." The police pull out his gun. He's irrational. He about to shoot. Y'all know it don't take nothing. "You need to get out of the car." Diamond was like, "I'm not moving my hands from this wheel." As soon as Tommy comes out of the doggone crack house, right? As soon as he comes out, and Tommy was like, "What's going on here? What's going on? This is my car." The police's whole disposition changes. He was just like, "Oh, is this your car? Oh, yeah, no, I was just I'm talking about everything completely changed." And Tommy was just like, what's going on? And he was just like, "I just needed the license and registration." And Tommy was like, "Oh yeah, no problem, I'll grab it." You know, the weather out here in Chicago, it'd be hot one time, hot one minute, and then cold the next. And like they just having small talk. Tommy get in the car and to get the license and registration and tell Diamond, "Just relax, just chill, I got this." Child, that man end up going back to check that stuff. Diamond asked Tommy if he gonna get caught with anything or if anything gonna come back on his license. Tommy was like, "I'm good, you good, don't worry about it." Girl, that police came back there, gave him his doggone license and stuff back, and told him they need to go to a doggone Sox game or something like that. You know, that white privilege, that's the reason, Tommy, he was nervous when the police was behind him. Y'all don't get the same interactions when it comes to police typically. I ain't saying all police is bad, I'm just saying y'all know what it is. I ain't got to explain it. What's understood don't need to be explained. Take it how you want to. So we move on to the next place. And they arrive, and it's basically killers all over the place. Diamond and Tommy. Now they're going to bring this money back to them to give them their money, and it's killers everywhere, hitters everywhere with red beams. It's ridiculous. So they get in there, and he's like, "I'll give you the money." Diamond says, "I'll give you the money. You need to give me my brother." So he ends up giving them the money, and the guy hands Jannard over or whatever. So it's just like they get that taken care of. I'm sorry. They get that taken care of. When they get in the ar, Diamond asks Tommy, "How did you know my name was David?" Because Tommy mentioned his name being David when they were having that interaction with the cop. So Diamond asked, "How did you know my name was David?" And Tommy didn't say anything. He was like, "Oh, my barber's license." Tommy is very attentive. He pays attention to everything. So, of course, he was looking to see who the hell you were in real life. He ain't no cop, and and that's just what it was. Diamond asked Tommy why he came out for the ride anyway, basically for him to go out there and do all that, and he was like, "You needed backup." And then Diamond asked Tommy if he clocking his city, and he was just like, "Basically, that's what I'm doing." We move to the next scene. Tommy is at his grandmother's house with JP. That's the scene that's behind me. So Tommy and JP are at the grandmother's house, and JP asked if he remembered the house, and Tommy was like, "Holy shit, yes, I remember it just like that." He ends up putting this VHS tape of Tommy in the I guess when he was a young kid and they mama, and they watched it, and he was just like, "I would never do that. Like, I would never do this to my kid. Like, how can she leave me like that?" And Tommy was like, "Well, you never know what she do, what you do in that situation." He goes, "No, I do know, because I have a 16-year-old son, and I would never leave him." He goes into detail about how basically the mom and them took the kid away from him, and he hadn't seen him in 14 years. Now, they did a flash of his son looking at his father's picture, which is JP, and, he in the streets. It's Chicago. It's bound to happen. It's not everybody, but the odds are very, very great. Either way, all that happens, Tommy offers JP more money for the shop. Tommy offers him the money and say, "Here, this is for your barber. Your bar. You need to take this and do, Get yourself situated. We move to the next scene. Tommy texts Gloria to see if he can come by. She goes, yeah, that's fine, pull up. Whole time Tommy is sitting on this doggone car, and there's people banging on the trunk of the car, like, let me out, let me out, let me out. Tommy gets off of the trunk, puts the lighter fluid or gasoline or whatever it is, turns it all the way to like a little ways away, and says, I love this city. I really think I'm gonna love this city. Lights the dog on fire and just blows the doggone thing up. Now, in that moment, I know it's Versace shirt in that girl because it's a female and a male. What other female and male would he be even dealing with like that? Tommy then in turns goes to the barbershop, knocks on the door. The little young cat, Jannard, and Diamond are in there, and he opens the shirt, the Versace shirt, to be like, it's taken care of. Jannard was just like, oh shit, like this dude is really the real deal. Like he don't give a fuck about nothing, and he doesn't. That's what I love about Tommy. I love that about him. So now Tommy got mad respect between Diamond and Jannard. Like he good with them. He good with all the people he sold the drugs to. Like he making connections. Everything is working out. Child, we get to the next scene. Tommy pulls up on this guy who's leasing his apartment. Tommy was just like, hey, I need you to get up out of this apartment. I want to lease it like now. And he gave him like a big ass stack of money. He was like, and just forget that I was ever here. The dude was just like, well, my memory don't really come back with just this amount. It kind of come back. So you might need to. Tommy give him another wide and was just like, get the fuck out of here. So the dude was like, well, let me grab my toothbrush. Tommy said, buy a new one. Get the fuck. Kicked him out. Now Tommy got a place to stay. Tommy is getting his shit settled. He's good to go. He's good. He get into his new place, drops his bag, and he's just like, bet we good. So the next scene, he go to Liliana's house. Child, he go to Liliana's house because he done found her. They ensue into another goddamn fight. Lord have mercy. First of all, Liliana, you a bad bitch because you was running with Tommy, baby. But he get to her house, and he asked her how she found him. And she was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. So then he grabs a gun and was just like, all right, bet, I'm going to just kill you. So then she goes, okay. I found you because all across town, people are talking about this crazy white boy from out of town that's coming in wrecking shit. Like, nobody knows your name, but they know that you're a crazy-ass white boy coming from out of town, from New York preferably, wrecking shit up. She was like, so I put the two and two together, and I was like, that had to be you. So that's how I found you. He was like, yeah, I'm going to kill you. I should have been did this a long time ago. So Tommy, they go get into another fight. All this shit going on. He go to stump her and he hits this doggone pane in the floor and opens it up and realize the bitch got all kind of drugs down there. Tommy it was jacking season. Listen, this was a great episode. I lived for this episode. Shout out to the Ghost team, the Power team, 50. Y'all doing y'all thing. Drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about it. I think it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm thinking about doing Euphoria. I am in love with this show. I know I'm so far past it, but I might just start in the middle. Let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you hoes later. Bye.